Hi, I hope this is recording now. It's already up to October 2nd, and I've just been going crazy. But I want to finish reading you this paper that I did. I think I did this in 1987 for Professor Tony Tinker at Baruch College. And I made him say then that it should be for his eyes only. I made him state before a group of witnesses in Accounting 9100, Section 0, I think it says, that since this report was about a personal experience, I wanted him to keep it confidential, and I believe he did. Now, 25 years have gone by. The fact that these sale-leasebacks are still ongoing and corporate property associates are still being done shouldn't be a problem for those who are doing them, because perhaps they corrected the things that I spotted and got an A on this paper for noting. So I'm not declaring that they're still doing it. I am declaring that I saw this happen in the 80s in Wall Street in New York. Okay. This is copyright 2010. Oh, there's a spider up here. Oh, he's cute. I'm not going to kill him. I just brushed him away. Copyright 2010, LisaFalour, BS, MBA, all rights reserved, Lisa Inc., EURL, cutecatfaith.com is my website. I'm declaring that I've made all this up. This is all just, nothing is true, everything is permitted, My sadness and outrage at being involved with this company is capped with a feeling of great pain. I suppose I consider myself fairly idealistic, yet with a fairly normal sense of right and wrong. Yet I cannot self-righteously say that I have never been guilty of fraud, deceit, or dishonesty. Still, I was horrified by what I had to deal with daily while working for Carey, even though it often fascinated me. Now that I've had some formal education in the area of accounting, my fascination is renewed by the fact that I now know some of the terminology to describe and understand what I saw occur. And I feel that I have to tell someone about it, just this once, to try to remove or at least decrease the feelings I've carried of guilt by association. I do not feel that Coopers & Lybrand is atypical of accounting firms in the way it dealt with the crap at Carey. They acted as if it all was part of standard operating procedure, and I suspect that this sort of thing goes on all the time, to at least some degree. I hope Matt Taibbi from Rolling Stone gets a kick out of this. But it is wrong. It's not only wrong because certain people gain unfairly, but because investors are actually hurt. I was an investor in CPA 5. The money they have invested is being mismanaged, or it was. Okay. This was about 1987 that I did this. And there are people like me, people who are just doing their job, just want to get in at 9 a.m. and out by 5 p.m., people who want their paychecks and who don't want to be troubled by seeing any wrongdoing. They don't want to find themselves at the mercy of a dishonest employer, terminated without warning because they know too much. The day I came back from a 2-week vacation in June 1985, Barclay and Cabot talked to me behind a closed door and told me they felt I wasn't happy, as they put it. They wouldn't be specific about anything. No, I hadn't done anything wrong. I wasn't being fired, actually. I had worked hard, and they wanted to give me 6 weeks to shop around for another job. See, if I had actually done anything wrong, they would have thrown me out, New York State, employment at will state, This is very telling. They'd allow me to have full use of their office. They'd give me a glowing recommendation. They'd extend my medical benefits for many months. They'd even give me a few $100s to take a class during summer session at Baruch. They'd even send me the commissions I'd earned on a few deals I'd helped close that spring. Of course, there was nothing I could do about it. I spent a couple of weeks working on my tan, then found another job immediately. But I still have nightmares that I'm working at Carey. It was that bad. I still feel I was harmed, that thousands of investors were harmed, well, at least hundreds. But, this has ripple effects, or it did. I promised myself that someday I'd try to write it down and that someday I'd tell someone. I hope it's over, but I know it probably isn't. First came the calls from Carey's insurance company, Mass Mutual. Could I render a statement about some of the things I'd seen? Could I name the people who'd received thousands of dollars of medical benefits who weren't employees of Carey? I could and did. I'll choose at this point not to discuss the others who've contacted me to render statements. In fact, I don't remember who they were. I sold my investment in CPA 5 in 1986 at a loss. So, since this is in final draft form, but still in draft, I don't know what the title of this report was. I based it on Irwin Kellogg's book, How to Find Negligence and Misrepresentations in Financial Statements, which was published by Shepherds McGraw-Hill in 1979. And I asked for my professor not to photocopy this. I guess he was true to his word, because this never got out as far as I know. As Kellogg says, all financial statements are inherently inaccurate. From then on, the range of inaccuracy expands as negligence and misrepresentations affect the preparation of those statements. And when you add manipulations and distortions, the sky is only the beginning of the limit. Bankers, credit analysts, accountants, and investors, as well as lawyers, look for negligence and misrepresentation in financial statements to prevent losses. Bankers use financial statements to determine whether or not the client is eligible for a loan, and they use statements to monitor existing loans. The people who manage the suppliers of merchandise must watch their sales force to be on the alert for credit extended to marginal customers whose income statements are inflated. Lenders, investors, and analysts require accurate financial statements for the basis of all of their business decisions. That's from the Kellogg book on page VII. Kellogg states it here so well, again I quote him, "You cannot afford to genuflect the printed accountant's opinion attached to the certified financial statements, nor can you afford to believe blindly in the big name or the little name of the CPA firm on the letterhead of the financial reports." Now that is what I read at the beginning of part 1 of this. I call it Accounting 101. I believe it's in 6 parts here on Dailymotion. These segments are too long for YouTube. On YouTube, I am Slobomotion and Cute Cat Faith. I really recommend that you download all of these. I'm screwing with the powers that be, I suspect, and I doubt that these videos will stay up long. And I've been threatened before in my life by other people, and I hadn't done anything wrong, and I have no doubt that they will take revenge. So if anything happens to me suddenly, this was probably the cause. I hope you've learned something. I put this under News and Politics because on Dailymotion, I don't think they have an education section. And the purpose of this is educational. You can consider it theoretical, and yet I cited things that I saw and was told directly were happening, and I studied, and this was my opinion. Again, I'm not saying that these things are still ongoing. And in fact, I made all of this up. Thank you. Bye.